Gator Nation, if you thought Billy Napier and staff were done with the 2022 recruiting class, you would be incorrect, as they just received possibly their last commitment, possibly not. Arlis Boardingham out of California. Boardingham was recruited as you can see in the video there, it says wide receiver / linebacker. Those are definitely two positions he can play. Now he can also play tight end. And that is because he is somewhere between 6'3", 6'4", depending on what service you use, and somewhere between 220 and 230 pounds. So one way or another, he is a large kid, and he is also extremely athletic for his size, which is a trend that you may have noticed in the past few videos, is that Florida is recruiting some big-time athletes, as Florida should do. And it's another trend as well, where Boardingham is a consensus 3-star, and it's another highlight tape that looks 4-star worthy to me personally. And I'm far from a homer. I try to critique videos. I don't try to bash on videos, I shouldn't say, but I'll definitely let somebody know if I don't think a highlight tape is 4-star worthy, or 5-star or whatever it may be, and it does look more like a 3-star. But the past few commitments we've taken from 3-stars, a lot of these kids, they're looking all as good as a lot of 4-stars that I've seen, and they all have good size, they have good athleticism, and Boardingham fits right in that mix. So let's go ahead and dive into his highlights right now to show you why that I like him, and I'm sure, once again, plenty of you will as well. You can see he was the City Player of the Year, 23 total touchdowns. And he's going to be on a bunch of punt returns and kick returns, which at 6'3", 220, 230, you don't see that a lot, even from the highest rated guys at that size. Normally those guys are linebackers or defensive ends or something else in high school. They're not typically playing, they're not returning punts and kicks and playing wide receiver. So he's already a rare athlete under that circumstance. Here you're going to see him, nice little dip there on the punt return, and he's just going to take off. Just more athletic than a lot of these kids. You can see he's a lot bigger. He's a lot bigger than these kids. I don't really know a lot about California football as far as the classifications. I know it's a big old hit right there. That's why I like him at linebacker too. He is tough. But that I don't really know a lot about California football, like I was saying. They split everything up by city, so I really don't know, or location, maybe not by city. I really don't know what kind of level of competition he's playing against. He's definitely bigger and faster and stronger and just overall better than the kids he's playing against in these highlights, which for Division I athletes not uncommon. But either way, look at him here. He's going to stiff arm, throw him down. And then he's going to outrun the guy that's coming from, he caught him. But in either way, he almost scored a touchdown off of that. He's an extremely physical player. I like this kid a lot. You can see him, a little shuffle and diving inside, taking the big hit. You got to wrap him up. Come on, man. High stepping into the end zone. It's another impressive highlight. He is tough. Internet slowing down. Fills the gap there. I really do like him as a linebacker. Honestly, I think his highest upside is at linebacker. And if my internet's going to give me hard times, I may not play too much of this highlight tape. And it's looking like it's starting to give me a hard time again. You can go to his huddle if you feel like you want to watch his highlights further. Yeah, there's a good Mossy kid. Obviously looks like he's about to score a touchdown. There he goes, touchdown. And if it slows down again, we'll just go ahead and dive into his Gatorader on my spreadsheet, see what he grades out as and what kind of potential impact he's going to have on the roster down the line. Right now it's doing pretty good. Look how big he is. He's so much bigger than everybody he's playing with. This is a big kid. Definitely looks like an SEC level player just right off the bat. And they're slowing down. It's like every time he plays linebacker, it slows down just so we can see how big of a hitter he is. That poor kid just never stood a chance. Okay, we'll stop the highlights. Again, go click on his huddle if you want to see it. My internet is not agreeing with me right now. And we're going to look at his On3 profile here, and I really like On3. It's a new up-and-coming service. I like them better than 247. I like them better than Rivals. I like them better than ESPN. Sorry to all those services. On3 is just doing it different, and it's really cool. I don't work for them. I don't have any kind of connection or affiliation to them. They're just really unique in everything that they bring, and I think they're going to be an awesome, awesome company down the line. But you can see here, you can look at the 4 main recruiting services and how they have them rated if you overall compile it. I believe a 90 is a 4-star on the On3 consensus, and he's an 87.88. So not as high as he was on 247, 542 in the nation, the number 19 athlete in the country, and the number 39 player in California. On3 has him as an 87 3-star, which I'm imagining is kind of like a 5.7 maybe on Rivals. You see Rivals there has, I guess it's probably because you can see the rank in California is almost identical. I guess it's like a 5.63 star in Rivals. You got 50th in California there on On3, 51st on Rivals. And the other 2 services are much different. 247 Sports has him as a 4-star, number 30 in California, and ESPN is the highest on him. They have him as a 4-star as well, number 28 in California. So there's other industries that are seeing him as a 4-star. And once again, that tape, not that I got to get into the whole thing on this video, but if you do go watch the entire thing, it's just nothing but him being bigger, faster, stronger, and better than everybody he's playing against. He does everything you want to see in a 4-star. He has the 4-star size. He has the 4-star athleticism. So I don't really get it. I don't really get On3 and Rivals ranking him so low, but it is what it is. Either way, it doesn't matter. He's got to come to Gainesville and perform. So we'll go check out, like we have in our past videos, we'll go see what he's going to look like on our roster, and then we'll go look and see how he ranks in our 2022 class. So if you go just based off of need, I would definitely say start him off at wide receiver. But if we're talking long-term highest ceiling, I think he needs to be a linebacker or a tight end. I think he could be an excellent receiving tight end, and I think he can be an excellent linebacker. And like I said before, just based off a little bit I saw in those highlight tapes with his athleticism and his aggressiveness, I think linebacker is his best position. But he may be more of an offensive player, and that's fine. Try to just get him on the field as soon as possible. If that's at wide receiver, fine. We'll put him at wide receiver, put him outside, see what he can do. Switch him down the line if he has to. But that's also the risk that you run with a kid from California. You put him at a position he doesn't want to be at, they can get unhappy really quick, especially when they're on the opposite side of the country, and that's how transfers happen. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with Arlis down the line. For now, I have him listed as a tight end. So we'll go look at the tight ends on the roster currently. You got Keon Zipper. This is probably going to be our starter. He's a junior. I expect him, he's junior last year, I'm sorry. He's going to be a senior this season. So this is going to be Zipper's chance to shine now that he's finally out of the shadows of everybody else. And I have a really good feeling about Zipper. I think he's a really good player. Just hasn't had the opportunity. Jonathan Odom, I have him listed at second string just because he's going to be more of the blocking tight end. I could see them both on the field at the same time. And then bringing up the rear, you got Nick Elksness. I think he's extremely impressive. I haven't really heard anything about him recently. With this Phase 2 coming with Billy Napier that he instills, he has that phase program of how to run a football program. He said Phase 2 is going to be the most difficult phase that any of these kids go through the entire year, and that's including the regular season. Why I'm going off on a tangent about that, I don't know. I think Elksness had some rumors about him possibly transferring. No clue how true that is or not. It just popped up in my head. So not to get too far off topic there. I do like Elksness a lot. I do think he has extremely high ceiling. And we have Gage Wilcox bringing up the rear there. He's going to be, again, more of your blocking tight end like Jonathan Odom. And those are really, if you include the other tight end commit, Hayden Hansen, he's going to be a blocking tight end type as well. I still have not made a video on him. But I do think Hanson's going to be more of your blocking tight end. I need to go watch his highlights and post a video. And I think Boardingham, for now, is going to be more of the receiving tight end. And this, this could be, it could be a wide receiver. It could be a linebacker, like I've said before. But either way, if Boardingham is a wide receiver, I mean, we're looking already, he's going to be the biggest wide receiver on roster. Well, he'll be right there with Frazier's. Shorter is the biggest, but he'll be gone next year after 2022. Really, it's Frazier's and Weston, and then Boardingham's already arguably bigger than both of them, so he could definitely come in and be the biggest receiver on our roster, without a doubt. And let's look and see how he stacks up compared to everybody else in this class. And he's right there at 15 overall. He is a 5.5 on our Gatorader. So that's a pretty average scorer. Primarily what's bringing his score down. He's from California. High risk of a transfer. Difficult keeping California kids in the state of Florida long term. They get homesick quickly. Have his impact at a 5. I don't think he sees the field in terms of starters or the starting 11. Definitely could see him being a special teams guy right off the bat, and I think that's what you're seeing with a lot of these kids in this class. I think a lot of these guys are going to come right in and play special teams immediately because they're big, strong, and athletic. And those are the kind of guys you want to throw out there. Position of need, tight end gets a 6. And talent level is a 5. He's mid-league 3-star. And sum it all up, put it in the formula, spit it out, you get your 5.5 on the Gatorader Big Board rating. So that's, that could be our class right there if we don't get any spring transfers. I know what Napier said we're planning on getting some, so we'll see. This may be the last video for 2022. It may not. If it is, you guys can check out the video right here. I'm trying to scroll pretty slow. See our top, these are our 23 commitments, see how they all rank. I've done a video on most of these guys. Hopefully we do get a little more so we can go back over this, and pretty shortly we'll be moving on to 2023. It's going to be an exciting class. And that'll do it for this video. And hopefully there's going to be some more down the line starting in 2023, and we can post some more commitment videos shortly. If not, I'll just probably do some prospect profiles and guys we're targeting in 2023, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that. If you like this video, could you please like and subscribe? I appreciate it. And once again, Arlis Boardingham, commitment to the Florida Gators. Go Gators.